Hey, yous guys, welcome to You Be Aight podcast, presented by AML Media. Love you, Mom. I'm Gene Labordi. My co-host Stephen Labordi, working all the hard work, doing all the good stuff, is Rachel Labordi. This is You Be Aight podcast. Thanks for joining us. Let's go have some fun. Welcome, everybody, to another episode of You Be Aight. Where we, let you know that you're going to be all right through this crazy world we live in. We're just going to get it over, get it at the top of the show and not rehash it because we don't need to open that wound again. Phillies lost in a traumatic way at home 2 nights in a row. But we got other sports, so you'll be all right. It sucks, but...
The Game 7, I was not all right that night.
No, I did not text you. I let you go.
I took it. I saw it coming after the Game 6 loss, and what was so upsetting about it was obviously the disappointment. Can we just talk about it for a couple minutes?
Go ahead.
It was disappointing, obviously, because we were favored in that series, and there was no way they were going to beat us in Citizen Bank Ballpark 2 nights in a row.
And right? We were killing. We had scored 10 runs on them at one point. Scored 6 runs on them the next night.
Those were all correct assumptions. Yeah. I'm not. But what upsets me the most about the whole thing is people were excited nationally. I'm a big sports radio and sports TV, YouTube, all that. And I watch a lot of national guys, and they were excited about the Phillies.
When they usually hate on any team we have.
Well, just their mindset is baseball's like. We cover as little baseball as possible because it just doesn't bring in ratings.
Yeah.
But they were talking about the Phillies because of Bryce Harper. And they were talking about how this is really good for baseball because these guys hit dingers. Their crowd's nuts. It's fun.
It's a fun team. It was a fun team to watch. We could hit a home run at almost any point in the lineup.
And we were getting, respect nationally as a baseball town. People weren't hating. Which is usually all we get.
The fans were showing up. Give them the fans back home showing up to those games and doing it right, not making asses of ourselves. Yeah. It does, you know what, though? And it's happened before, but seeing all the memes and stuff of them greasing the poles for Game 6, and then we lose, and it's like, all right, well, poles are still greased. They got the barriers up. We're all good to go, and then... It sucks must be cleaning a greased-off pole after a loss like that.
Well, you know what? Our big money guys just stopped hitting the baseball.
Yeah.
Baseball's a weird sport.
And the pitchers that we thought weren't that great were showing up for the most part.
This is what they had going. They had a game plan. They recognized in the last game in Arizona that these guys were swinging at everything. Because they were just hitting homers, they were and they just pitched off the plate, and our best hitters were flailing.
Yeah.
So it was a great season. We beat the Braves. We eliminated the Braves 2 seasons in a row, and that's awesome.
Yeah, when we were totally not supposed to. Like you kind of said, that was a small victory.
That was like our World Series. I didn't really think we were a World Series team, but I said to you before the series, if we bounce the Braves. That's big time because the Braves were the best team in baseball in the regular season by a lot. But, it's easy to say that, but...
Baseball is weird that way. It is painful to watch that loss, especially 2 nights in a row. It felt like 48 hours of a single game almost, the way it played out.
I knew, though, after Game 6, I was like, these guys aren't hitting. And that doesn't just click.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So, go Birds.
Yeah, so we had at least we had the Eagles win in fashion in the Kelly Green, which was they fucking looked so cool,
beautiful
in that Kelly Green. Like we were saying, something must have changed. The silver popped better. The new age helmets look so cool in it. I was watching first person I saw on TV was Jason Kelce warming up in it, and I was like, that dude that's what he should be wearing all the time outside of football. He should go to restaurants in Kelly Green.
Yeah, and he should. It was cool because you grew up at the very tail end of the Kelly. You probably don't even remember the Kelly Green.
Not really.
So a whole new generation got to see the Kelly Greens, and I didn't hear a bad review about it.
No.
And listen, I know they're not going to switch back to the Kelly Green, so people on, Twitter and everything, it's not going to happen. But the old school Eagles logo, when it's a full eagle with a ball in its talons, is clean. And they couldn't integrate that into the... But, yeah, it was great, and the Dolphins are mortal.
Yeah, we showed... our game plan works perfectly on them. Got Julio Jones had he didn't score that play, but got Julio Jones involved, which, he was there for 3 days of practice, basically. And
yeah, apparently A.J. Brown is our GM, because he got...
Well, I told you that. They're like boys from back in Tennessee.
Well, they signed him basically because A.J. Brown was like, he's a great guy. And they needed a little depth at receiver. I don't know how much he's going to do. But now that Kevin Byard, the safety,
yep.
Beautiful trade. Beautiful trade.
Howie Roseman.
Yeah, man. I mean, why these teams still trade with us? I mean, we didn't, fleece them.
No.
Gave up 2 picks and a player. But...
And a player perfect for us, because you know who... That guy is like Dak Prescott's kryptonite. He's thrown so many interceptions to Dak. They were showing the NFC stats, and he's got 3 interceptions on each of the team, and played each team twice, basically. It's crazy. So he's gonna come to NFC, and I think he's got Dak Prescott's number.
And he's just a great culture locker room guy. He's also a hometown kid.
Hometown boy,
so
bringing boys
we
home.
do that. We're doing that a lot now.
Hey, something in that water, boys.
Good. It's good things to come, I hope.
Yeah.
Jalen's got a little bit of a banged up knee, apparently.
Jalen Carter's hurt again too.
No, Jordan Davis.
I'm sorry.
That big boy, man. Yeah, and he's been playing so good. But the strength of this team, there's a lot of them, but the biggest strength is the defensive line depth. So,
so to get into the story of while the Birds were playing, I was preparing for not my first, but my second colonoscopy of the year.
Getting them in.
Yeah. All went well. They were able to get the thing that they needed to get out, which they couldn't do the first time. I don't know why.
A polyp?
It was a giant one, and it was really wide.
Did they show it to you?
No.
We have pictures.
You get pictures.
And I haven't seen these yet?
Well, you haven't been here, but it doesn't... It just looks like someone took a red and a darker red crown and colored on the paper.
I have to see this.
I'll show it to you.
It's, when you say it was really big, how big?
It's anything over 3 centimeters they consider a possibility for cancerous.
So like a fingernail?
I don't know.
It was 4 centimeters.
But it was 4.
I would say, probably like a pinky nail's 4 centimeters.
Yeah, that or the ring finger, something like that. Okay.
So
that went well?
Yeah, so the prep went a lot better this time because I was basically dying last time I did it. I was having a hard time. Basically, you do 2 waves of taking these pills. You have 15 minutes? Or half
20
hour.
minutes.
You have 20
you
minutes.
To take one every 2 minutes.
Yeah, to take 12 pills and drink the 16 ounces of water. And then you literally just piss out your ass.
Yeah.
I mean, people say that, but this is actual, by the end of it, it looks like someone peed in a toilet.
Yeah.
It's crazy. And I was fucking hungry, dude. I was so hungry doing this.
Of course, when you have to fast, you feel extra hungry.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but the first time, we didn't realize how sick you were because you weren't hungry
at
all.
Dude, you were on death's doorstep.
Yeah, I was having a hard time swallowing the pills. To get 16 ounces of water in me, I was like, I don't think I can do this. But so it's a lot easier. Prep went fine. Knew what to expect. That also always helps. Felt cleaned out. Got in, took me in right away. But this time was a little bit different. So it's a different doctor. I don't know if he's a higher up or specialized in this. But the first time, I wasn't feeling good, and I told him, I was like, I'm a little bit nervous, kind of. And all the nurses, I had 6 nurses in there. They're IVing me up, and they're like, "You're gonna be okay. We do this all the time."
This is the first time.
This is the first time.
Okay.
And I'm like, I'm nauseous, and this is when I was bloated like crazy. They're like, "You look uncomfortable." I was like, "I am." Everyone kind of mentioned it to me, and I was like, "Yeah, I'm not feeling great." But they gave me all these different medicines. Call me sweetheart, all this stuff. Doctor came in. He was like, you know what? Give him another shot of this. Let's really calm him down and stuff. So I was like, all right, cool. This time.
Shot of what?
I
like
wasn't.
A sedative?
No. It was just to help with the nausea. I forget what it is, but
It
enough
was like
for
Benadryl.
enough for the doctor came in. He was like, guys, just do that. That should work. You know.
Probably they were more like, let's just try a placebo thing because he looks really mad and upset.
I wasn't mad or anything, but I was.
You probably look like it. They don't know.
You just got done so I'm like, I feel like if I sneeze hard, there might be a little liquid to come out.
And you also can't stand going to doctors.
Yeah, and you're naked. Like, you're butt-ass naked with only your socks on, with the gown on that barely fits me, and then their tiny little towel-sized blanket.
A gown should never be like, oh, this is a little snug. Hence the
And that's after they said, hold on, let me get you a bigger one.
Can we get it's literally a sheet.
Yeah. And it's so weird having your bare ass on the gurney like that. But the first time, they're fucking really trying to, like, do it up. Second time, nurses are cool. I know what to expect. But then the doctor comes in.
Were they the same nurses?
No, but it's the same floor and
Okay.
stuff.
Okay.
But they were more, oh, you've had this done before. It was more transactional. And I wasn't like, I'm nervous. I was like, yeah, let's get this going.
Been there, done that.
Mm-hmm. But then that doctor comes in and he starts rattling off all this shit about, like, he's like, I think it costs this much money, but I think we should get a genetics test done on you because you're only 31. You have this polyp. The chances of that are 15% of colon cancer, and starts like rattling off all this shit about colon cancer and how there's been a crazy increase on it. He thinks I should get this test. He's like, if I can't get it, then he goes, since we're going so deep in there's a possibility I could puncture your colon, which means, you'd have a colonoscopy bag and all this shit. And I'm like, why are you saying this before?
That's a death sentence. A colostomy bag?
And he said, I've said on this show, I think, if I get a colostomy bag, you put me out.
Just a bullet?
Let me go and test all of the drugs out in the world and then let me just fucking jump off.
Rachel, would you be okay with that? If he was just like, I'm done.
Colonoscopy bag at 31.
It's a colostomy bag. Not a colonoscopy bag. Just so that people know what we're talking about.
Yeah.
I don't know. I wouldn't
so
be
miserable.
cool with you spending all our money trying all the drugs, but
The drugs I'm talking about are pretty cheap.
I would highly consider taking you to one of the places that does assisted.
I would be miserable.
He would be terror. He would be he would ruin your life.
Mm-hmm.
Or I might find, I'm like,
Even
dude, I don't
more.
ever have to poop again?
Yeah, you know what? You might have a whole new.
No. Regardless, he's saying all this, and he goes, I've been doing this for 50
If you have a fucking new, fresh outlook on life because you got a colostomy bag, you don't deserve to be alive anymore.
Yeah, because actually I enjoy a good poop. It really can change the day.
I do think there might have been a big difference in doctors too, because the first one was a gastroenterology doctor. This was a colon surgeon, a colorectal surgeon. So I feel like surgeons have a different like bedside manner than
They have none.
doctors. Yeah.
Yeah, talk about, say it again, transactional, like very just like.
So he's scaring the shit out of you.
Yeah, and any questions? And I'm like, no. And at one point he says, I've been doing this 15 years. I've only done that twice. And I go, okay. That feels good. And then he kind of throws in there, it's like, well, also sometimes we can treat it with an antibiotic. And I was like, dude, that's a huge gap there between a colostomy bag and maybe we can do it with a fucking antibiotic.
White guy?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Kind of doofy looking white guy, to be honest. So
Surgeons are a different breed, man. You never know, Plus, if you're super doofy and awkward and weird, like if you ever want to get laid, you kind of have to be a surgeon or something.
And like when this is going on, like I'm kind of like eyeing this guy up, like the way he's handling papers. Like I want to be like, what's his dexterity like? I know that sounds weird, but like,
well, he is warning you he's gonna puncture your colon. Possibly.
Well, yeah, and like he's kind of fumbling through the papers because I had to sign something extra. I had to
release form.
You always have to do those, but I was doing an extra one when I woke up from the thing. I had to spit in this stuff, and they send it away, and they can test genetics. And he was like, I highly advise because sometimes we can catch things early for you. And then also if you have family members, they probably share some of those genes you're more likely to have this type of cancer and shit like that.
Did you have to pay for it out of pocket?
He told me to because insurance, if I use insurance, it covers that. It would cost me more. Yeah. And he goes.
So he was selling you something.
Possibly.
Fear tactics.
Maybe.
Well, I don't understand why he was even talking to you about that because I had already accepted that weeks ago.
Well, I mean, and he might just be going
he's
through
not
his
good with paperwork. He wasn't even looking.
Yeah.
And he's just going through his spiel. Like, if I thought, like, I was like, is he reading this?
See, this is the problem with medicine at this point. It's such a transactional industry now. Like these people, go ahead. I don't want to get sidetracked on my.
But I said, you know what? I am young to have this kind of going on, so it costs $340, and if for a little peace of mind, and he's recommending, I was like, fine.
Well, peace of mind or more things to worry about.
True.
But was he familiar with what had gone on like a few months ago?
I'll get to that.
Okay, go ahead.
So he's going over all this, and then he starts talking. I don't know why he goes off in this, because it's almost like he kept selling. Like, I was like, okay, cool. Like, know when you have it, quit selling. He goes, he starts talking about survivor's guilt with me. He's like, I know sometimes it's weird because, like, like, say, like, your brother gets colon cancer and you don't, sometimes there's things called survivor's guilt where you're like, you don't have those genes. And I'm just kind of sitting there like, why is he talking about
the
this?
only time people use the term like survivor's guilt usually is like a plane crash, which is crazy. There's people who survive on plane crash where everyone else dies. It's really fascinating. Check it out. But I've never heard of survivor's guilt like my sibling got cancer. Well, I guess it makes a little sense.
I guess, yeah, but once again, he's going off on this tangent. I think he was killing time, looking back. But anyway, signed the paperwork, and he doesn't ask anything because he has all my stuff, so he knows, like my liver or whatever. And then the fucking anesthesiologist comes in. They like forgot to have him come in. This guy is a prick of all pricks. This is like the fucking movie stereotype asshole doctor. He comes in. He does not break eye contact from his phone. And he goes, have you ever done this before? Okay, and then he looks at the paper and he goes, what's this whole liver thing? Like the way he's like, what's this whole liver thing about? And I was like, well, he's like, alcohol? What is it? And this kind of like is barking at me. And I was like, I don't know, man. And he was like, okay, see you're overweight here. He goes, I see you're overweight here. And I was like, yeah. He goes, all right, cool. And then just walks out. Now, keep in mind, they have all my stats. This guy knows how much shit to give me before coming in here. He just needs me to sign a paper. I was like, this guy just said this thing's being an asshole.
Yeah, my first instinct when you said he was being a
Asian guy, too.
Fat shamer.
My mom has always told me, like when I had surgeries and stuff, I don't know why it's stuck in my head, but she always says anesthesiologists are always assholes.
This guy was a dickhead. And I think maybe because they're
I know why. Because they have to go through a shitload of schooling and training, but they don't get the respect other doctors do.
Maybe.
Because don't you have to be a doctor to be a full anesthesiologist?
But I'm having a weird memory. I think there's also something with anesthesiologists, like they have a lot of power.
Well, it's a lot of
so they
and a
get
lot can
like
fall on them too.
Yeah, they get like it.
You know what I mean? Because like, say I do like go in cardiac arrest, he's
he's on the hook.
Yeah, that person's on the hook.
But not really. That's why you sign all these waivers.
Yeah, but regardless, he was just an asshole. And I was like, cool. And I don't even think I seen him.
Old guy.
Young guy.
You got to learn how to fucking describe these people to us.
Young Asian guy in shape.
Fat shaming asshole.
Yeah, he was. Yeah,
I've run into those people. I know.
At least the other doctor was like, it just was a little weird. This, I was like, this guy's ass, man. So they get me, I'm basically ready, like, all right, we're going to take you back. And so they take me down the hallway. And the nurse talking to me, being real nice, trying to spark up conversation. And I'm like, I can't wait for them to put me to sleep. When they bring me into the room, my doctor, he's fucking playing that bird game. I see him sitting there.
Angry Birds?
No, the one where like you gotta like hit the slopes, like you basically press down and like use the slopes to like
a scroller.
Yeah, it's like a side scroll, but like you try and hit the ramps to get as far as you can in a certain amount of time.
Angry Birds?
No.
Angry Birds is a really fun little cell phone game.
Yeah, this one I've played this game too. People know what I'm talking about,
yeah.
and like it's just like you got to hit the hills.
I know. Like you got to keep your momentum.
Mm-hmm.
I got you.
But he could hear me coming in. He just legs crossed playing it, and then I go, maybe he's just warming up his hands. He's getting his.
Any job becomes a routine.
But
right?
so yeah, so then you got to do the awkward side flop where they go, all right, put you on your side, put the mask on you. And then the lady who's like, I'm going to be she's, I guess, the anesthesiologist assistant, like the nurse. I was a little concerned. This lady got herself tangled in wires. Like she on trying to ravel this like way too long of a wire. She goes, "Hi, I'm Denise," and she was older, white lady, and she was just like, I'm sitting there, I was like, I feel like I should help her almost. And she goes, "Yeah, no, in like 5 minutes or like within 60 seconds we'll have you out." And she's like messing with these wires and stuff. And what they did this time that they must have did when I was sleeping last time.
So hold on, time out real quick, just to get your mindset here. When you're going in for this, are you like scared a little bit that something's gonna go wrong for real?
This one I was a little bit. Last time it was just like I didn't want to poop and I just wasn't feeling good at all. This one, the doctor did scare me a little bit.
I mean, before you even went there.
No.
Because this is not like critical situation or like a rare surgery or anything.
Not really.
It's like getting a tooth pulled.
The only thing that scared me was that they said, like, because they tried to start to take it out last time, but it was like cutting too deep because it was really wide and it had like roots. So I was kind of just like concerned that it might have like something in it or whatever. But we got the pathology back. It's fine.
Yeah,
but
it is scary. Sometimes when they cut into something, the cells actually start growing faster.
Or like as you cut in, you're like, oh, like, and then you keep going, and you're
now he's really bleeding. Now,
yeah, like the thing on my neck. She was like, and I was awake for that one. She goes, "Whoa, this thing's a lot deeper than I thought." I was like, "Keep that in your mouth, lady. Don't say that out loud."
Yeah, like you don't know what's under the surface until you cut in there.
So yeah, at this point, like I'm just like in my head, I'm like just think good thoughts. It is so crazy how like. Literally, I'm sitting there. I'm like, you know what? I can't. And then I just woke up. It's like mid sentence in my mind. I'm like, I wonder if I'm gonna.
Did they like tell you to count backwards? Or they just put it on.
Nah, just put. No, but what they did kind of it like woke me up a little bit. Is it must have been like rubbing alcohol or something, some sort of antiseptic, and I didn't see it because I'm on my side and they're behind me. My ass just wide open for the whole room. It must be a huge sponge, and it was fucking freezing cold. She just shoves it in your ass crack. And, like, my butthole's a little raw at this point from doing all the pooping. So it hit, and it was like she stuck a huge ice cube down my ass crack that stung a little bit. And then I was like, oh! And then she did it again. I was like, Jesus Christ. Like, I was like, you should wait till we're asleep for this one. But
what's the first thing you remember when you woke up?
I don't know. You said I said something.
Yeah, they said... Eugene, you're all done. And you said, yay.
I don't remember that.
And then they said, how are you feeling? And you said, hungry.
Well, there you go.
And then you fell asleep again.
Yeah, I don't remember that.
And then I think you woke up when she was talking to us. I like her a lot, but she talks really loud and fast. So I was like, whoa, you're kind of, because you were like half asleep and she was like going on looking at you. I'm like, I don't think he's taking in any of this.
I know last time. You were like, remember they said this too? And I was like, no.
Last time, I think they did give you a ton of stuff for nausea. Remember, you had like the behind the ear patch that I wasn't allowed to touch because I wouldn't be able to drive.
Behind the ear patch?
Yeah, it's this thing.
Like a fentanyl patch?
No, that would have been sweet. It's just this like little sticker thing, but they have to give you a warning that it messes with your vision. And it did. She was like, don't touch it. And then if you do touch by accident, do not touch your face. It will mess with your vision. I don't know what the hell it does. But then I remember getting dressed. I was like, I lost the patch. And she goes, all right, we'll find it. I don't know. But so surgery went well. It's just.
How long was the procedure? How long were they inside your ass?
It was really fast. I mean, they took him back.
Like a half hour later, he was done.
Yeah.
Half hour, 45 minutes, I think.
That's what I'm saying.
Between prepping him and everything, I think total he was gone for like an hour. But I can track, like, when he's in there, I can see if he's in the...
You basically get one of those restaurant buzzards.
Yeah, and then there's a board, and it says he's in the he's getting ready. Now the procedure started. Now he's done with the procedure, but it's,
They're just churning them out, dude.
They really are. But yeah, it's just, it's funny because I wasn't nervous, and then that guy made me nervous, and then I was like, well, fuck the anesthesia. That guy's a prick. And then I go in there, my doctor's playing video games, and then I got a shock to the core of my butthole getting clean.
To me, there's part of me that's like, not the jerk off anesthesiologist, but like if the doctor's kind of playing around his phone, there's like part of me that's like, this isn't a big deal.
Yeah, I'm sure this guy has done some serious shit, and he's the guy who removes part of your intestines and shit.
Over
if you get a bad,
and over
yeah,
and over and over again. So
I once again wasn't nervous, but it did kind of spike. Like, I guess he has to say that stuff, but also give me the option. Do you want to hear everything? Because I'd say, nah, man, I trust you. Like,
no, yeah, it's probably a legal thing.
Yeah, put in the paperwork that I won't read.
yeah,
Cover your ass that way, because now I'm hearing it, and I start doing percentages. I'm like, so if he does like 100 of these in a week, there's a 15% chance that 15 of those people have cancer in their ass. God damn it.
Well, at least if you have colon cancer, you would know by now, right?
Yeah, the pathologist thing, that was negative, and then we'll find out if I have any genes. It's also, too, the thing I'm paying for. They're like, yeah, there's thousands and thousands of genes. They test for like 35.
I was going to ask, if I'm paying for this, can we do like a whole...
It's actually really cool.
Panel?
They take everything. They study all your genes.
And then every year they get to, these companies get together to see if they have any matches and stuff. So then they can basically say for certain this leads to this.
What I was going to say was they flag everything that's like an unknown, if it's like an odd looking gene or whatever, and then in the future as things are discovered, they match up and they'll like contact you and they'll let you know, like, hey, you should screen for this.
We identified this gene as yeah, I got you.
That's cool, kind of cool.
But yeah, I mean, all part of it too is like, say I get something back and it's like, you a high % chance for this type of cancer. They encourage you to tell everyone like you're closely related to. Oh, and also if you have kids and stuff.
I don't even like. Why would you even get that test?
So that you can then...
Not everybody wants to walk around worrying about all this shit.
Well, no, then you get your screenings at the proper time, and then you find these things early so you can fight them.
Also, this is the second time they said, because they asked about family, and they said, well, your brother probably should get a colonoscopy as well, too.
Okay.
Damn it, something else happened at the hospital. Anyway, it all went well. Got my things scraped out. And then I went home and made a lot of sandwich. And it was a good day after then. It was actually the one thing about doing the cleanse and then afterward, like, you do feel clean. Like,
I'm sure.
Like, when I ate, I felt like a spike of energy, kind of.
Well, you were.
And then I kept eating, and then I felt a spike of, I want to take a nap.
Yeah, I bet that must have been the best sandwich you ever had.
It was, dude. I got a good piece of bread, and I got a cheese I never tried before because they don't have like Cooper Sharp and stuff around here. And then I got hoagie spread, which is like the chopped up like sun-dried tomatoes and stuff on there, and I got some olive oil and vinegar on there
for the Italian.
Yeah.
So do you wanna announce that you have dropped 100 pounds?
Oh yeah. So officially, I am 100 pounds lighter than I was 3 months ago.
Not even 3 months.
Yeah,
end of August.
Yeah.
2 months.
So
6 weeks.
I'm feeling it. My clothes. I gotta say, my pants are annoying because they just fall down more than they used to.
Yeah.
But it's a good thing.
You should be used to that.
Yeah. Well, it's the combination of underwear I wear with my gym shorts.
Well, here's the deal. Like, you're actually wearing pants again. Let's be honest.
Yeah, I do wear those pants. We went out to the comedy show, and I was like, look, I have actual khakis on.
Yeah.
Now you're outdressing me.
Because then now
I gotta wear pants.
Because there's the time of the year, like, normally I would just have my golf shorts on and be the guy in shorts when it's like, guys, it's a little cold for shorts.
Yeah. Yeah, you'll notice a temperature adjustment. They have to kind of, even 100 pounds is a lot of pounds.
Yeah.
So I don't think we can just not mention that.
No, it feels good. Still losing, even though I'm fucking eating a pound of sandwich a day, which I do gotta watch my sodium a little bit more. But I'm like rediscovering food again, basically.
Shocker. Nobody would ever look at you and guess this guy is not really up on his food eating.
I wasn't there for a while. That's the crazy thing. Because now I'm excited to eat again. I used to be like, yeah, let's just get dinner, and I'll pick at it while I eat Skittles.
For a while, we didn't learn, and we just kept ordering the same amount of food and spending the same amount of money. hoping that you'd eat it, and then
There was a period there I threw out quite a lot of money worth of food because I'd order it and I'm like, I'll eat the leftovers tomorrow, and then just throw it out. But I have been doing better because I still always, even when I was sick, I was like, still got to get an appetizer with my meal. And now I still get
those habits don't go away.
I do love an appy, dude. Sometimes I'll just do appetizers.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
we just got to be a little bit better about the quality of foods we put inside you.
I felt, now once again it's lunch meat. I know it's not great, but I was hungry to the point I was like, this is a better option than, because I Arby's was going through my mind. As soon as I seen a burger, I was like, I was just go to McDonald's and get 7 burgers. And I was like, I'll be healthy and I'll get lunch meat.
Yeah. I mean, I get the I get the mindset, but that was like a celebration meal.
That was.
She's talking about moving forward.
Mm-hmm.
New habits are really hard to make if you like.
I'll tell you what's harder for me than, and never ever was, is I don't drink as much water as I used to, and I don't know why that is.
What else do you drink? You're just not drinking anything?
Nah, I mean I
You're eating ice.
yeah, but not as much.
Yeah.
I have a ginger ale every night. That's my
That's
treat.
beside the point. Okay, I mean, like, so you're not drinking as much fluid.
Yeah.
I mean, your body was
Also,
not in a healthy state. You were probably dehydrated.
Yeah, that could be it as well. And also just not retaining as much of the water. Maybe my body just doesn't
Need as much?
Yeah, because I was retaining. If you look at my ankles, I wish I had a before and after picture of my ankles, because when I put my... Oh, here's another thing. I put my own compression socks on the other day. It took me 10 minutes.
Seriously?
Not 10 minutes, but
Okay.
it's not easy. They're hard to get. There's a lot of material, and it's just getting past the heel that's the hard part.
Well, if you keep dropping weight, you'll be able to touch your toes pretty easy.
I can still touch. I've always been able to touch my toes. I have short legs, and I'm flexible, but
So why is it hard to get the socks on then?
it's just because there's it all balls up, and it's not it's meant to compress. It's it doesn't have a lot of stretch to it, and so to get all that over the heel, it's
You gotta really.
I mean, I break a sweat trying to get it over.
you got. I gotta
How often are you wearing them?
not as much, but I just if I know I'm gonna be just sitting for a while, I'll put them on.
I would if I were you. I would just wear them while I sleep.
No, I can't. I can't wear anything on my feet.
I
when
think
sleep.
you're more so, unless you're bedridden. I think you're more so supposed to wear them all day, and then take them off at night.
Okay. Well, I just.
If I was gonna
Unless you're in bed all day too.
if I was
then-
gonna do a long flight, maybe I'd put them on.
Yeah.
I think that would be one place where you should absolutely 100% wear them.
Yeah.
It's crazy how, and we experienced it with you. How it is crazy how much we're not supposed to be up in the air flying that fast.
No,
what it does to
it'll kill you.
the body, it's crazy.
Yeah, it's called a death zone for a reason.
Yeah, dude, it's even some healthy people just over the age of 40 take a baby aspirin before every flight.
Yeah, it's not.
We're really not supposed to be up there going that fast.
It's pretty cool.
It is cool.
Yeah.
But besides that,
Are you? Can we look forward to the day? Are you gonna have to wear compression socks for the rest of your life?
No, I don't think so. And I don't even know if I have to wear them now. I just do it because
Why not?
yeah, and honestly, when it's cold out, it's kind of nice because I still like to wear gym shorts rather than pants. It's just it's more comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
So because I go outside to smoke. So having the long socks on my gym shorts, I kind of look like a cholo. I'm the neighborhood cholo.
Trust me, that ain't a cholo look. They're clearly compression socks. But, you know me, I'm a big sock guy, so.
When I go, I'm surprised you don't have compression socks because you'll take normal tube socks and pull them up higher than they should go. You stretch them things out.
Yeah, I love a sock. Hey, listen. If
You stretch compression socks, dude. You might really like them.
I don't need them.
Hey,
They're
dude.
good for recovery after you exercise.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I haven't been doing much of that. Push-ups, that's it. I've been fucking lazy.
Yeah, Well, it's funny, too. I talked to Dad the other day, called him after a while. What do you think the first thing he said? Oh, who's this? And I was like, phone works both ways, guy. But he go, I told him, I was like, yeah, man, I'm still losing the weight and stuff. He goes, you exercising? I go, nah, but I'm losing weight, so I'll take the victory.
Yeah. Well, he's still alive, so that's good.
Yeah.
Roast beef sandwiches.
Roast beef sandwiches tonight, which I've been holding off. I'm excited about that. And then Nun too, dude. I almost paid $20 2 weeks ago for that.
Because there's no like good tracker or notification system for like coming soon to Max.
The only thing that scares me is maybe the movie's not good. Because I've noticed...
I'm not expecting it to be great, but it's something to watch.
Yeah, and it's scary. It's spooky season time.
Yeah. I mean, if the first Nun, it was good. Cool setting. I'm not expecting a whole lot, but we've been on a tough run. So, I By the way, people, Insidious 3, unless you're really looking for something to watch, and the newest Annabelle movie, don't even bother.
Yeah, which sucked because I was talking up the first 3 Annabelles. Definitely the first 2 are fucking awesome. The one Annabelle Creations might be one of its top 3 scariest movies for me.
You also have a doll thing.
I don't like that's true.
Since you were a kid.
I don't like dolls.
So by watching the movie, you're manning up, tackling the fear.
Actually, so last week, I got fucking scared to the point I went and watched TV. I didn't tell you this. So, and it wasn't when we watched a scary movie, but it was one of the nights I went to bed at like 12 or something with Rachel, and then like woke up and it was like 2 o'clock, and I was like, oh no, it's the witching hour.
Isn't it 3 o'clock?
Well, I think it's between 2 to 3 or something.
So you woke up in the middle of the night.
Woke up in the middle of the night, and my closet door was open, which sometimes I do to sleep, but we normally keep it closed because the vent's behind it. It was open, and my eyes were like tired enough. Dude, it looked like someone in a wedding dress was standing in my fucking closet.
And you just left me in there?
Well, I turned the lights on to make sure. First of all, I did the worst thing, and I tried to use just my phone, not even the flashlight.
Yeah, that makes everything look scary.
And I was like, that doesn't help. That made it even kind of a little more scary. I did enough where I got up, turned the light on, closed the door, and I was like, I'm going to go watch a funny show.
Yeah, you just
for
left me in there with the demon.
Yeah.
Dude, enough where...
Like, no, time out. Let me ask the question. I get, at first glance, being like, oh, shit, that's creepy. But, like, literally, like, you were like, I need to go watch TV to get this out of my brain.
No, not that bad.
As your older brother, I have to make sure that you're not regressing into some pussy. There's been a lot of times as of recent, I wake up and I'm just like wide awake. I also I got something to eat too, I think. Well,
but yeah, I just went and watched like an episode of Seinfeld.
Okay.
But
not out of fear. It was more like, oh shit. Well, now my adrenaline's going. Let me.
I did a double take on it.
Okay.
I picked my head up and then I was like, closed my eyes. I was like, wait a minute, and looked back at it. And I was like, that is. And then your mind starts going. I go, I am hungry, and I could watch an episode of Seinfeld right now.
You have for quite some time talked about how like. You're lucky that you don't have the nighttime eating habit.
Yeah, he's really been
in your face, dog.
Hitting it hard.
But I don't wake up and pound bowls of cereal though.
Anything sweet.
Nah,
see, my thing is you don't have to defend it.
No,
I think it's pretty normal. However,
I always was proud that I didn't have that.
And it is like you're not just gonna lose weight without trying forever.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So, just something to think about.
Yeah, no, I definitely am not happy when I eat in the middle of the night.
Maybe don't eat, like, meals. Because I know how you like to eat, because you're not a big sweet guy. So, you're like, you want, like, fucking 1,000 calories or so.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you're making it a kind of a habit.
I haven't all this week.
Okay.
Just be mindful of that.
Yes.
Because, there's, I do like to eat in the middle of the night, but it's like a couple Oreos. Not like a steak.
Yeah, well, because I do want fucking like sultry.
Yeah, you like salty, meaty.
Like I'll heat up a thing of soup.
Yeah, I
which doesn't help the salt crisis.
No, it doesn't. But it also anything canned is like full of salt.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't even like if someone tells me they have a bad habit of eating at night. I think like me, like a couple cookies.
Snacky.
A little. Yes, like literally something that fits in your hand. Not like let me pop on the microwave and make a bowl. Because that's like, yeah. No. Because I don't have that bandwidth.
The Chinese food thing, it wasn't a full serving of Chinese food, and I did pop a fried egg on there.
Yeah, see, that's
Yeah,
crazy. That's not
the-
even midnight snacking, bro.
I know. But, I mean, once again, I'm like wide awake at that
Well,
point.
we have to, and I want to say this on camera, because if you put something out there, it makes it more legit. We need to be fishing more.
Yeah. And
yeah,
this
we've
week,
had a lot of nice days.
You
hey,
got to get out of bed a little earlier.
oh, don't put this on me. You didn't text me for like 3 whole days.
Not
And then when I texted you yesterday, you didn't get back to me for like 6 hours.
I wasn't sleeping.
Well, you didn't text. I'm just saying.
I got up
whether
at
you didn't
9:30. So this isn't a competition. What I'm saying is we need to go fishing
I agree.
because I've got.
Early in the week, Monday and Tuesday, I probably wasn't going to. But Wednesday, Thursday, and yesterday, I would have definitely.
Well, you know, hit me up and say, because I kind of sometimes assume like before like 4 o'clock.
You also assume that I'm sleeping all of the time.
Maybe you guys should just like pick a day and set
Fishing
an
day?
alarm and go. Because you guys
I
always wait
like-
for each other,
Here's-
and then you're like,
Here's the thing, and tell me if I'm wrong. I like to make a plan for something, and you kind of like to be like, well, just text me at that time tomorrow.
I don't. Yeah. I'll give you that. I don't like to. I don't like to rush.
That's
I
why
don't
if
want to
you-
feel like up against it.
Well, that's why if you set a time for 2, then you're not rushed because you know what time to wake up and get ready.
Okay. I wasn't trying to put. I said we.
And then you followed it up with, you got to wake up earlier.
Well, you do.
Yeah.
So
Well, here's the thing.
when
If
he
I-
knows he has to wake up, he'll wake
that's
up.
why I'm saying we need to go fishing because it's a daytime
We did waste a
activity.
good-
But
we
if
did
it's an
waste a good
unknown
week.
plan, then he'll be like, I'm gonna
And
sleep.
I'm depressed when I sleep like that, and I have, especially after the Phillies. There's 2 days after the Phillies fucking shit the bed. I was literally like sad.
Mine's not depressed. I just literally like my body takes.
No, I mean once you wake up, because
No, that's I mean to, like when I wake like I literally like feel like I got to get like there's gears not moving for a second. I'm like my back hurts a little
yeah.
bit.
How's the back before we check out? How are we on time? We about there?
45, yeah.
Okay.
It's not great. I'm still going to the chiropractor. I'm gonna keep going.
Kinda. We got kind of off the.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have a schedule with the chiropractor, don't you? They want you there like once a week.
Wants me twice a week,
But
which
we didn't the last 2
Yeah.
weeks.
It's literally like a half a mile away.
yeah, and I'm in there for 15 minutes. It's not that wasn't the.
You just don't think it's gonna work,
well,
do you?
A little
He
bit.
was sick, and then he had the procedure. But yeah, you gotta give it a shot.
I'm giving it a shot. I
Yeah,
am.
I've never heard anybody say I went to the chiropractor once and it fixed my problem. It's
Yeah,
not
and that's
happening.
what obviously that's
now
what you
me,
want.
I'm skeptical of the chiropractor, so I kind of want to see what happens.
Well, I will say I told you the thing about I think I told the ear pain thing. Remember?
There's definitely something
Yeah.
to it.
And when I walk, he works on my right shoulder and my right hip. And when I walk out of there, I go, "Oh, it is feeling looser. I have better range of motion. It's just, I know, he says once everything's in line, then the body starts feeling better. I just don't know if my lower back is going to.
Well, here's the thing I'm curious about. So I want to know what happens, okay? I'm on the edge of my seat. I want to see if it fixes it because you were not complaining about back pain at all. And then once you got out of the hospital, your back has been bothering you. And I don't, why? I'm curious as to why. Is that a correct timeline?
Yeah.
Am I right? I never heard.
Yeah.
My lower back was hurting when I was.
But I also feel like your lower back's been hurting for like months.
Well,
Yeah.
that's
not
what I mean.
as-
After you got out of the hospital, it's been like two.
Here's the
months.
thing. It'll be just like an aching that is.
It's annoying.
Yeah, that like I can just deal with. But then there like a certain point where like that ache, just the hay that breaks the camel's back for the day.
It's
and
cumulative.
Then, yeah.
Eventually,
I think it was sore for a while. Like, I think it's been sore for months. And then having the pressure on it from your
That's. I think
ascites,
I did
like-
something.
like aggravated it.
but that pressure should be gone now because all that fluid's out.
Yeah,
there.
but the chiropractor explained that he's all he's all twisted.
You were
So
also,
if you stay on the schedule and go and get untwisted, then you can have potential for your back to come back. I was skeptical of chiropractor because we've gotten in before where it's like, oh, just come
Yeah.
forever 4
it's
times
such
a week.
a sales
But
pitch
this guy
sometimes.
had a plan. Like, he was like, we can fix this and then you can stop coming.
Yeah, and I know just from stints with chronic type pains, I mean, toothaches are like.
Yeah.
But any kind of dull pain, eventually, about 8 hours into your day, if it's not subsiding, but you should,
I'm going to keep
let's
going.
see what happens.
Yeah.
But it also might just be like so much change going on in your abdomen.
I think I definitely did something to it, whether it's skeletal or muscular, but I mean, it felt like I was pregnant, and like I was walking around like that. And like, even if you look at the shape of me just standing right, like if I just stand, you could tell like my lower back is very squished. Like I feel like that's where I hold everything.
You're a big guy. Part of that makes sense.
And having a long torso but so I did something.
Something changed. That's what I was pointing
Yeah.
out. It wasn't like something you complained about.
And yeah, and it wasn't just like I pulled it one day. Like I know, like I didn't do something. I noticed it, but
if it came out of nowhere, and it wasn't like an injury, then it should be fixable. That's where my mind's at.
And I think,
and I know it, dude, to always have back pain.
Yeah.
I mean, I know you don't. It's not always, but most days it flares up.
The annoying part is like it does feel, because it's the lower back. Sometimes I'll stretch and it feels good, but it almost does feel like I'm one good crack away from like putting it back in. I know that's not the case, but you do that turn, and I'm like, I think if I get another inch,
close,
I could pop this thing back in. So good news is, and knock on wood for it, I don't think it is bone. I think it is muscle.
Yeah.
But like, you never get a chance to let your lower back heal. I mean, even when you sit, those muscles are like doing something.
Well, maybe too, you need to do some exercises to like strengthen stuff around
That's
it.
what I was gonna say. Just those walks. If you just make that a habit,
Yeah.
because
I was walking for a little bit. Yeah.
I'm personally like, I would roll my eyes kind of, but if you just haven't done much exercise at all, just walking will at least build those mini muscles up a little bit.
For sure.
And listen,
And just being stiff doesn't help. Like,
I don't think it's, just walking will loosen that up. But I like you said, I don't think it's stiffness. It just showed up seemingly one day. So I think that means it's transitory. It can be remedied.
yeah. And I'm sure to continue losing weight will help. That never doesn't help situations.
Yeah.
But everything, I mean,
But you're gonna be all right.
Yeah. And because I look at it, it's funny too, because like I look at it like your piece of shit car, my body sometimes, where I'm like, if it's just the lower back, dude, it's on the road, it's going. You know what I mean? Where I've had so many other things where it's like, well, at least fucking my asshole's not bleeding or something.
At least I'm not dying.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah.
That's another thing too. Like, Rachel saying that just kind of, I was like, yeah, my back was hurting before I went into the hospital and stuff, but I was just, nothing felt good. So
yeah, you were fucking.
The back was the least of the concern.
You were literally going to die.
That was
And
crazy.
literally for like probably a month before you went to the hospital, you weren't doing anything but laying in bed. So like you get a lot of muscle loss
Yeah, sure.
daily.
Atrophy.
Yeah.
You really did.
And,
So probably
I
also
would-
just building back.
I would also say that the only time my back ever bothers me is when I sleep too long.
For sure. Yeah.
Right above the tailbone. But good things.
But yeah, no, I'm gonna continue with the chiropractor. Yeah, it's just staying on the schedule. You're right. It is. Right
I know the mindset of being like, well, I guess this is just what it's like for the rest of my life. But
You're right. There is a little part of me where I'm like,
it could be worse.
if it could just stay this until forever, it's not the worst thing there is.
But then you're not allowed to complain.
I haven't complained that much about it. The annoying thing is where like, for the, if I stand for a long period of time or sit or whatever, there does come a cross point where I'm like, damn it. And like, at 11 o'clock at night, what am I going to do to start like walking around to,
Yeah, you're a man. That's the one beauty about being a man is you don't have to be scared to walk in the middle of the night.
Oh, no, not that. It's just, at that point, I'm like, I'm settled in for the night, got our shows on and stuff, and I'm like, damn it, now
and
my
that's
back.
when it starts.
That's
aching
because I've been
sometimes.
sitting for like 2 hours at that point, and it's like I got to either go do something or I'm just going to kind of like just waddle back in my seat back and forth.
You can walk up and down the stairs.
True. But, nah,
You'll be all right.
Yeah. So we got my butthole cleaned out. That's good.
No more return trips to the proctologist?
I know I'm done with the doctors for a little. Well, I have a dentist on Monday, but
What about you're still going to see Heil? Your
yeah.
GP?
Well, they
He's
gave me 3
cleared
months
for a
off.
little
Yeah,
longer.
because
So-
all my numbers and stuff returned, so I don't have to see him till January.
I don't
19th.
like that. They know the deal. They should fucking keep this thing going. Keep on top of your ass.
Listen, I'm glad for it because my numbers. He said he used the term "you're ahead of the curve where I thought you were."
That's the danger zone, though. That's the
Well,
complacency
Because you
zone.
get
you
excited
guys-
and you think you can eat salt.
All right, well, listen, I'm gonna have some salt. You're
I'm
not
not-
taking salt away
Yeah,
from
I'm
me.
not worried about the salt.
But I mean, I weigh myself every day to see if I start putting on the liquid again, and if I do see or feel something, I will call them up. I'm no fool. I understand.
Well, and we have the liver specialist in about a month.
True, I do have the liver specialist. Get in with them.
And then January you follow up with the GI and with the PCP, and then in April you get to have another colonoscopy.
Wait, what? Are you serious?
Yeah, you have to follow up
I have to have another colonoscopy?
in 6 months.
So, like, they have to see if anything's grown back or...
Yeah.
Is that a forever thing?
Immediate at least.
See, that's why don't even tell me about these fucking, you should go get one. Like,
Because they have to make sure that it healed up okay and that you don't have more. Because you had a ton for your age.
This is the first I'm hearing of this, and I'm really.
You said okay.
6 months is a good padding.
You know the drill now.
It's not. I know a lot of things. I know what summer football camp's like. I don't want to do that every 6 months. It's not fun.
Well, you
I
got
got a
some
Nintendo
time
Switch out
before
of it,
then.
though. I did get a Nintendo
Yeah, we
Switch.
panic bought a Nintendo Switch right before you
Got
started.
a good deal, and I've been using it a lot. It's a lot of fun.
Panic buy? How is it a panic?
Well, I was looking for a game
He
on
was
my
about
phone,
to start his prep.
and I was like, I need something.
How is it? Are you playing
It's
it?
fun. Yeah, it's pretty sweet.
What games you get?
Actually, you're gonna laugh. Well, the first thing, dude, I got all of the Elder Scrolls for $30.
Like Oblivion in the old game?
No, it's, Skyrim and all the downloadable content for that.
Great game.
Which that game is awesome because you don't play online, so like that is something I could bring in a car ride and fucking play on there. And
Yeah.
the screen is a nice size.
You could
play that game forever.
Yeah, literally. I have. This time last year, I put in like 200 hours in Skyrim.
So that's
for the second time.
That was the first game I bought because it was $30 for all the DLC and stuff. Took up a lot of space, but I was like, "That it's going to be on there forever." Like that's my if I got to go, a long car ride or something. And actually, I've been playing the shit out of South Park: The Stick of Truth.
I played that. That's old. That's been how long?
Yeah, dude, it's a good fucking game because I like it because I'm watching TV. Like, I can half game, half watch TV with that. That, and then I just got the Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3, which is another,
the third one, the new one.
Yeah, it's
I
still
never
good. It's
played
not as that first one was fucking awesome.
I had somewhere written down a list of like 50 things I wanted if I ever got a Switch. So I'll check out that list. But use it.
I am. Because that's we've been.
I've been wanting a Switch.
It is just, dude. It's super convenient. I didn't.
And you can plug it into a TV too.
Yeah,
I didn't realize.
and like the Ultimate Alliance, is co-op too.
the new one, huh? But you can get I would definitely get a Sweet Fishing Simulator.
I was looking at simulators. I couldn't find the fucking lawn mowing simulator.
Game's fun.
Dude, there is some crazy simulators out there. There's Life in Prison Simulator 1 through 3.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know
never
what
heard that
that
one.
consists of. There was
Lo-
a truck driving one I almost got.
I've tried them. They didn't really do it for me.
Nah.
Lawnmower Simulator is good. Any fishing game. I've always liked fishing games. I don't know why. Power washing simulator. I want to try that.
There was one, but there's other ones because the one I seen, it was just cars in a car garage, and I was like, "This is."
I
Stupid.
know, car mechanic.
No, this was just power washing cars.
No, there is a car mechanic simulator where you have a garage and you buy older cars and fix them up, and the way you make money is doing repair jobs on cars. You actually learn a good bit too about cars.
I bet you could.
Check that out.
I'll check. Yeah, I want to look more into simulators, but I don't want to get a bunch of games.
Yeah,
but
yeah, no.
You know what I got that I was upset about? It's $3, and I was like, oh, they came out with a second one, or maybe it's the third.
Wouldn't you just do it online, like you downloadable?
It's got an e-store.
I wouldn't know. Okay.
Plants vs Zombies. I was like, that's a perfect. I was like, I almost want a turn-based type of game or something, and I was like, oh, sweet, Plants vs Zombies.
Something simple.
Yeah, and I was like, $3, steal, dude. It's like a RPG first-person shooter kind of. It's not.
That's not what Plants.
Not even close to what it was. It just happens to be you're a plant now. I want the old one where you put
it's
the
just
plant.
Plants vs Zombies. The original. That's a great game. But let's wrap it up.
I'll show you the Switch. I'll let you play with it. The only thing I will say, and I'll put this on here because it's bound to happen if you get the Switch, you will break a Switch.
I was just going to say that.
Your hands are too...
I squeeze things.
You would want to probably put it in the controller, and you would just have to buy a new controller every month.
I'm not going to ever get one because I never get the hankering to play a handheld game. But I also don't like watch TV and play games at the same time. But I do... I'll check it out. But anybody who's got any input on chiropractors, any stories, anything we need to hear... let us know, and let's just all be all right?
Yeah, you guys will be all right. We'll be all right. We got some roast beef sandwiches and some mashed taters.
Bet.
Yeah, I was thinking gravy. I wanted to get some gravy type of food in before Thanksgiving because like for like 2 weeks I won't eat like turkey and shit leading up to Thanksgiving. You know
Except
what I mean?
for turkey lunch meat.
Well, that's different. Oh, I did I tell you that Giant Eagle has the honey turkey that the Wawa has?
Yeah, you get it all the time.
It's fucking banging.
It really is.
But I wanted to get some like gravy type of stuff.
You gotta
in.
put a ton of not salt, pepper on the honey turkey. That yin and yang. Oh man.
Yeah.
Don't get me started on honey.
Don't even
honey
sandwich talk. We'll have a Fat Fest sandwich day. But you'll be all right. I'm Gene Labordi, Stephen Labordi, Rachel Labordi.
Go Birds.
Go Birds.